Sai Ram. Welcome to Science class. State syllabus 9th standard Diversity in Living Organisms chapter name. In that part 5 chordata we are going to study in this class. Before going to study part 5 chordata, we have to recall what we have studied in the last class. In the last class, we have studied about the different phyla of kingdom Animalia. And the first is Annelida. In that Annelida, the organism's body is segmented. Already we have studied clearly about that. And organ system organization is seen. After Annelida, next is the Arthropoda. Arthropoda is the largest phyla of kingdom Animalia. Artho means jointed. Poda means legs. Jointed legs organisms we can see in arthropodans. And the body cavity is filled with blood. And this is called hemocoel. And the next is mollusca. Molluscan's body is soft and it is covered by a hard shell. This is the characteristic feature of molluscans. And the muscular foot for locomotion. And the last phyla, that is Echinodermata. In this, spiny skinned organisms are included and there is a tube feet for locomotion. And with this Echinodermata, we have studied the invertebrates and we will have a overall concept map of all these invertebrates. First, we will start with the invertebrata. In that, there are 9 phyla are there based upon the difference in their organization. First, we see under cellular grade of organization, we have phylum Porifera, and in the tissue level organization, we have acoelomates, pseudocoelomates and coelomates. In cellular level organization, I told the phylum Porifera is included. Example, sponges and cycon. And acoelomate, here there is no body cavity. And pseudocoelomate, again in the tissue level organization, based upon the presence and absence of coelom, there are 3 groups, that is acoelomate, pseudocoelomate and coelomate. As already I explained, acoelomate means there is no body cavity. Pseudocoelomate means false body cavity and coelomate is having true coelom. Again under acoelomates, there are 2 phyla, that is phylum Coelenterata and phylum Platyhelminthes. In this, coelenterates are diploblastic in nature. Diploblastic means they have 2 germ layers. Example, Hydra and Obelia. And in Platyhelminthes, they are triploblastic in nature and they have flatworms are included in this Platyhelminthes. Again under pseudocoelomates, we have phylum Nematoda. And here also these are triploblastic in nature and body is tapering at ends. Example, Ascaris. And under coelomates, there are 4 phyla. Those are phylum Annelida, phylum Arthropoda, phylum Mollusca and phylum Echinodermata. In phylum Annelida, the organisms are elongated and they are segmented also. Example, ringworm, and these are triploblastic in nature also. They have 3 germ layers. Example, earthworm and leech. Next is phylum Arthropoda. They have jointed appendages. Already I explained about that. And these are also triploblastic in nature. Example, crab, butterfly. And the next is phylum Mollusca and they have the soft body with hard covering shell. Example, Pila, octopus etc. And the last is Echinodermata. In this, all are free living marine organisms and the body symmetry is seen. Example, starfish and urchins. Till now we have studied about the invertebrates and next we are going to study about the chordata, phylum Chordata as well as the vertebrata. And before that, in the last class I have given the assignments. We will look after the answers for those assignments. First question is, which is the largest phylum in Animalia kingdom? Answer is Arthropoda. Differentiate between Annelida and Arthropoda. First, if we see under Annelida, the body possesses true body cavity, and in Arthropoda, body cavity is filled with blood, hence it is called as hemocoel. And they breathe through skin and they breathe through trachea or book lungs. Next question is, name the phylum where spiny skinned organisms are included. Answer, Echinodermata. And next we have to study about the phylum Chordata. Chordata. What are these chordates? The animals which possess a notochord. What is this notochord? A notochord is a long rod-like structure and which gives support to the organism. And where it will be? It is present yes. See the picture here. You can see the notochord here. And this is a long rod-like structure. And it is giving support to the organism. And to its dorsal side, there is a nerve cord. And to its ventral side, there is a gut. That means this notochord separates the nervous tissue as well as the digestive tract. And this is called the notochord. And notochord is a characteristic feature of chordates. And they have a dorsal nerve cord, already I told, and ventral paired gill pouches also you can see here. And these are also triploblastic and they have true coelom. These are the characteristic features of this chordata. Again, this chordata is divided into two groups, that is protochordata as well as vertebrate. If we see under protochordata, these are marine animals. Exclusively these are marine which live in sea water. And these are bilaterally symmetrical. Already I explained what is meant by bilateral symmetry. The organism can be made into two equal halves only through one plane. Example, human face. And these organisms are also exhibiting bilaterally symmetrical. And these are triploblastic coelomates. Triploblastic means three germ layers will be seen, that is ectoderm, endoderm and mesoderm. These all having the true coelom called as coelomates. And they may not have a proper notochord present at all the stages of life, or for the entire length of the life this notochord may not be present in some organisms. Example, Balanoglossus, Herdmania and Amphioxus. So this is a picture of Amphioxus. All the characteristics which I explained you can observe here. This is example of the one of the protochordate. And here there is a notochord. All of you can able to see this notochord, and above that notochord is the dorsal side is the nerve cord and the ventral side is the gut, also called as the alimentary canal or the digestive tract. And it provides the internal skeleton for the attachment of muscles also and for easy movement of an organism. These are all the special characteristic features of the protochordates. And the next group is vertebrata. Vertebrata is the another group in the kingdom Animalia. And these animals, what are the characteristics of these vertebrates? If we see, the first is these have a true vertebral column and internal skeleton for attachment of muscles. True vertebral column will be present in all these vertebrates, not the false vertebral column, just like it is, notochord is just like the vertebral column, but here you can see true vertebral column. And these are also bilaterally symmetrical and triploblastic, coelomate, as well as segmented. Body shows some segmentation. And complex differentiation of body tissues and organs. Here you can see organ system organization is seen. There is advancement in the arrangement of the cells. And here vertebrates are again classified into 5 classes. What are those 5 classes? Means first is Pisces, Amphibia, Reptilia, Aves and Mammalia. And we have to study one after the other of all these classes. Now we will start with the Pisces. Pisces. All the fishes are included in this class. And these are exclusively aquatic. They can live only in water. Other than the water, they cannot live in any other habitat. And skin is covered with scales or plates. See, observe this picture of fish. You can see upon that the scales are arranged. This is the characteristic feature of this Pisces. And they breathe through the gills. You can see the red color ones, that is gills. With the help of that gills, it will respire, and it can take oxygen only in dissolved form. It cannot take the atmospheric air. Whatever the oxygen dissolved in water, only with that dissolved oxygen it can survive. And this body is the boat shaped, that is streamlined body. What is the streamlined body? Streamlined means there will be tapering at the ends and in the middle there will be swelling. That is called as streamlined body. See, in the ends there will be tapering and in the middle there will be swelling. Why the body structure is streamlined here means because it has to tolerate the wind currents. It has to swim properly in water. So for that purpose the body is like this. And these are cold-blooded and egg-laying organisms. What is meant by cold-blooded organisms? Cold-blooded means the organisms which changes the temperature according to the surroundings. Their body temperature is not fixed temperature, just like ourselves. Human body is fixed, human body temperature is fixed like 37 degrees Celsius, but these organisms temperature is not fixed. And they have muscular tail used for movement. You can see this is the tail and it is made up of muscles so that it can swim easily in water and can move easily. And these organisms shows two-chambered heart. Heart is consists of 2 chambers. Example, shark, tuna, rohu. Again in this, if the skeleton of the fishes is made up of only cartilage, we call them as cartilaginous fishes. Example, shark. This is a shark. See, it is having the skeleton made up of cartilage. And if the skeleton is made up of only bone, then we can call it as bony fishes. And some fishes are made up of both bone as well as cartilage. Example, tuna and rohu. And there are different types of fishes like ray fish, that is which produces electricity in the body. And this is the sea horse. Why it has given the name of sea horse means it is looking, the face is looking like a horse. Hence the name is given as sea horse. And the next we have to study about the class Amphibia. Amphi means what? Amphi means both. They found both in water as well as on land. These organisms has the capacity to live both in water as well as on land. And they have mucus glands in the skin. This is a special characteristic feature of these amphibians, and this you might have experienced in your life also. When you touch the skin of the frog is the example of amphibian. I am just telling, this is a familiar example for all of you. So if you touch the skin of this frog, you will feel slippery nature. That slippery nature is because of the mucus glands in the skin. And advancement you can see from the Pisces to the amphibians. See, those are two-chambered heart organisms, and these are three-chambered heart organisms. In these, the heart is three-chambered, and the respiration is either by gills or, and they also lay eggs. Even Pisces also lays eggs, and these amphibians also lay eggs. Example, frog, toad, etc. This is the frog and this is the salamander. And the next class is Reptilia. Reptilia. And observe the organism here. Upon the skin, you can see the scales. This is also, and that too they are sharp scales. And this is a characteristic feature of these reptilians. See clearly, you can observe the scales upon the body. And these are also cold-blooded animals. Already I explained what are cold-blooded animals. That is, it changes its temperature according to the surroundings. And they breathe through lungs. See the advancement. In the Pisces only by gills, and in the amphibians both by gills as well as lungs, and in reptilia they breathe through lungs. And they have three-chambered heart. Amphibians consist of three chambers in their heart. Exception is this crocodile. Crocodile is having four-chambered heart. They also lay eggs. Even Pisces and amphibians also lay eggs, and reptilians also lay eggs. But what is the characteristic feature of these eggs is it has tough covering. The eggs have tough covering. They are strong, and so for that purpose they need not to lay their eggs inside the water. They can easily lay eggs in the land. It's on the land itself. Example, snake, tortoise, crocodile, chameleon, etc. You know the chameleon, it will change its color according to the surroundings. All of you know about that. Why it will change its color? In order to protect itself from the dangerous situations. In the same way, children, you also have to protect yourself from any situations, any dangerous situations. You should know that how to escape from all those situations, and we have to learn from this nature itself. Examples, this is snake and this is a tortoise. Tortoise special feature is it can live for more than 300 years. And see, this is the hard shell. It is protected by this hard shell. And this is a snake. You can see the scales here. This is one of the characteristic feature of reptilians. And till now we have studied about the three classes of kingdom Animalia under that vertebrata. And the remaining we will study in the next class. And for today's class assignment is, what is a notochord? Differentiate between amphibians and reptiles. What are the characteristics of protochordata? Hope you all have understood today's class, and go through the textbook and write the answers. In the next class, we will see the answers for that. Thank you. Jai Sai Ram.